Wedding one.
I don't like weddings because there's absolutely no chance of me ever being involved in them.
There is. They could change that law.
I think we might go for the sexy lady in the specs.
OK. We asked tonight's jury audience, would you rather be beautiful or brainy? What do you think they said?
I went on a date recently and 2 different people came up to us and said that she was far too attractive to me. Wow. I'm sure you've had it as well, Alex.
Total strangers came up to you?
One was a drunk Australian man who'd fallen out with his friends and he thought, well, I'll go and slag off this guy who's with a hot girl then. And then the second one was a drugs dealer in Camden who stopped a mobile phone call to point across the street and go, you shouldn't be with her, mate. And I didn't know whether that was the greatest compliment or the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I go for ugly, stupid women. Really ugly, really stupid. So then people come up to me and they go, you're too good for her, mate. You shouldn't be with her. They go, ah, oh, there she goes. She's combing her hair with a shoe.
You don't have to look any further than our guests to see beauty and brains. Obviously, we've got Rachel. We've got, on the other end of the spectrum, we've got you. Mirepoix.
Is that a compliment?
Yes, yes, it is a compliment.
You're being nice.
Alex, what first attracted you to Jordan? What 2 things?
Au contraire.
Go on, so what do you find attractive?
Something. It's the Factor X, the enigma, the... I don't know, it's...
They're called tits.
I like it. The whole package!
So, what do you think our audience go for? Do you think they'd rather be beautiful, or do you think they'd rather be brainy? What are you going to go for?
If you're beautiful but thick, then you never have the intelligence to question why people are hanging around with you. I mean, brains are what make you go, oh, I wonder if this is just a fickle relationship. If you're beautiful but thick, you go, everyone likes me. I would say, as a result of that, they'd say beautiful.
Well, you're team captain. This is your first go, so I'm preparing you.
It's not nice to hear that in a woman's voice. This is your first go, isn't it? You're having fun. It's lasted long, isn't it?
I think they'll go brainy.
You think beautiful?
Yep.
I think beautiful, so you're outvoted.
Well, you think the audience would rather be beautiful? What do you think, Sean?
Brains.
All right, let's have a look and see what the audience would rather be, beautiful or brainy.
Yeah, we're right.
Yeah, the answer is 65% of our studio audience would rather be brainy. So our next round is pick of the polls. Sean, Joe, Rasheen, pick a question.
The bear, please, Jimmy.
OK. Last week, an 80-year-old Russian man survived a fight with a bear. True story. He bravely kicked and headbutted the bear before the bear threw him off a cliff. He survived, but a bear basically came at him and he fought him off. So we asked our studio audience, do you consider yourselves brave? Yes or no?
I was really hoping you had a clip.
I'm not dismissing the bravery of a man, but it sounds to me like he survived because he got thrown off a cliff. I'm going to speculate, had the fight continued, he would have got the shit kicked out.
He was an 80-year-old Russian shepherd. He was approached by a bear in a raspberry field. So this is true. This is a nursery rhyme. Happened this week. Approached by a bear in a raspberry field. He showered him with kicks and headbutts. Reporters say he managed to knock the bear off balance before it threw him off a cliff. He was hospitalised with bruises, bite wounds and 4 broken ribs. Wow. Discharged within a few days, and it's not known how the bear is.
What's a shepherd doing in a raspberry field? How mobile are these raspberries?
Well, I like the line, he was approached by the bear. I can imagine, if you're the shepherd, a bear goes, excuse me.
The thing is, to be fair, we've only got the shepherd's version of this story. I'd like to hear the bear's version.
In bear news, a bear was sexually assaulted today by a mad Russian. Joe, if you got attacked by a bear, what would your strategy be? What would you do?
Work the body.
Do you think you're a hypochondriac, yes or no?
Well, it's difficult to tell, isn't it? If you think you are, but you're waiting to be told, then are you or aren't you?
I'll tell you what, the test is actually the Whiteley Index for hypochondriacs, OK? So just answer this honestly, we'll see if you're a hypochondriac. Do you worry a lot about your health?
No. I've got bigger problems than that, Jimmy. Healthy and miserable. I'd rather be ill and happy.
Do you find that you're often aware of various things happening to your body?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's something seriously wrong with your body?
I think other people think there's something seriously wrong. I think women.
Particularly the front.
Yeah. It is. There's a sort of strange swelling at the front. I think I've got a big round...
Erection!
We would have got there, mate. Don't panic. Appreciate you being part of the team and all, and...
I don't think they're going to spot this knob gag. Better help these guys out. There's a knob gag and they haven't seen it. This is what I call an emergency.
We're ruling out the possibility that it's the first one he's ever had and he wants everyone to know about it.
Erection! Did you know, for example, 55% of people think being associated with charity work makes you seem more attractive, which explains why Pudsey Bear gets all that poontang. The oldest paperboy in Britain is Bernard Davies from Brighton. He's 90 years old. Sorry, we just had an update. The oldest paperboy in Britain is Gavin Henderson from Sunderland. He's 12. Right, let's get started. The nation have been talking about over the last week?
Olympics, innit? The winter ones?
The winter ones, yeah. Yeah, if you like things sliding down a hill, you are in luck.
I saw a sport where they ski for a bit, lie down, shoot, out of a gun, out of a backpack, put it back on and then ski off again.
That's the opening of a Bond film you were watching.
Well, first of all, how's that a sport? And where'd you get the equipment? I've not seen any of that in JD Sports.
Someone's got a banana over there.
There is a banana over there. We've got to see the banana.
Can you peel? Did you say you could peel a banana with your feet?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, come on, we've got to see
We've
that.
got to see that.
Throw him in the banana, just throw it in. Oh, that would have been spectacular.
I need to be sitting down, really.
You need to...
Well, sit down here on the front.
Oh,
Go on, sit on the front there, like a little monkey boy.
I'm not a performing monkey.
You're not a performing... When you say you're not a performing monkey, sit down and peel that banana. If this isn't entertainment, I don't know what is. This is... Are you supple enough to eat this without using your hands?
Jim, do you want some banana, mate?
Yeah, no, lovely, yeah. How weird's this getting? Exactly Henning's 40th birthday today.
Thank you very much, thank you. Thank you very much.
Henning, we've organised, Henning, because it's your birthday and you've chosen to spend it with us, we've organised a little party, well, not a party, but sort of a rally for you. Henning Vane, everyone, happy birthday. Look at that.
I can't bloody lift mine up, can I?
You can't. Oh, no, you can't.
Get a straw, will you?
Can we get a straw for... Get a straw for Alex?
Spoon or something?
I'm just messing with you.
Thank you.
It's a miracle.
Why do you have these big cups? I find it hard enough to look masculine in a pub without someone have to drink like a frigging beaker.
I think you should down it, John. Why don't you try and down it?
Because I will die.
Let's down it.
Come on, John.
Go on, John.
Man up. Come on, John. gentlemen, you started that fast clap way too soon. I would say you were a quarter of an hour early on your cue there for when to go with it. Oh, he's nearly done it.
There's always editing. They can cut out the bit.
Oh, that's true. Start again.
But keep it nice and slow.
Have a little break.
Have a little break. A lot of young people watch this show. Drink responsibly. Honestly. OK, come on. This will be the best thing he's ever done. Come on. "40% of British people can't identify bird songs. It's simple. It's usually either I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor or Independent Women by Destiny's Child. 15% of Brits think Downton Abbey is the best TV show ever made, and that is a survey of your nan. And 33% of people don't know how to tie a necktie. It's easy. Just wrap it around your neck twice, tuck it in the hole and pull it tight, unless you're Piers Morgan, in which case follow the same steps, but first attach it to a light fitting. Right, let's get started. Okay, fingers on buzzers, one more thing still to get.
Well, I did hear this week the news that it was the end of Dancing on Ice.
Oh.
Which is different.
Steady on. What a way to hear.
Yeah, it's difficult to know how... If I had to describe how I felt, it would be sort of like hearing that someone at the end of my street who I've never met is moving house.
I think that was a big surprise for most people that Dancing on Ice was ending, was that it was still going. It was also they called this one the All Stars one, which I think they called because, like, when you look up into the night sky and you go, do you know any of their names? You go, no.
Yeah, it was basically Guess Who on Ice.
It's the on ice bit I don't like, because that's just a cop-out, isn't it? It's really just dancing. You put any show on ice and it's better. The Voice on Ice is better than The Voice. Antiques Roadshow on Ice, better than Antiques Roadshow. Splash on Ice, fantastic telly.
Kim, your former bandmate Suzanne Shaw.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And Corrie colleague Hayley
Tamadin.
They were both on the show. Who were you rooting for?
Hayley. Yeah.
So your new friend?
Me and Suzanne have been friends for years.
Yeah, fuck her. Were you disappointed you never got to go on Dancing on Ice?
No, I'd be terrible though. I mean, I get sick at fairground rides. I'd be throwing up on everyone. Actually, that'd be quite entertaining.
Yeah, it'd be good to watch.
Me spinning around just vomiting
that's like saying,
on
I can't go on I'm a Celebrity because, oh, no, I'd be sick. Well, that's what we want to watch.
Yeah.
Sean, are you annoyed they're cancelling the show before you got a chance?
Well, it's not me. It's the current cast of Hollyoaks I feel sorry for.
Johnny, have you been asked to do Dancing on Ice?
No. No, I haven't. It's the only reality show I've not been asked to do. It shows the strength of your career every year, doesn't it? When they go, come on. Come on, the bank must be nipping at your heels, fatty.
I think if they hadn't said it in that way, you might have done it.
No, they don't. And apparently it's really good for weight loss, you know, all that skating and the sliding.
Well, Ray Quinn actually lost weight. He lost 2 stone to be on the show. So this is what he did to himself. That's before and that's after.
I'd have to skate for 15 years to get to the point where I'm the before picture.
Apparently there have been 19 serious injuries on the show, including Vanilla Ice, who was knocked unconscious, so bit of good news. Keith Chegwin pulled out of the show after breaking 3 ribs and fracturing his shoulder, so, you know, there are funny moments as well. Well, I can tell you the final ever episode of Dancing on Ice is not in our top 3, but after his shock exit from this year's semi-final, Sam Atwater will be going back to doing what he does best, appearing in the sentence, "Who the hell is Sam Atwater?"
Another Bond movie?
Yeah!
Another one.
You don't sound excited.
Well, we've got Homeland now. We don't need Bond anymore.
You've got Homeland, we don't need Bond?
Yeah. Homeland's way better than the Bond movies.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I went to see one. I went to see Casino Royale because they build it as it's nothing like a Bond film. It's totally different. And it was just another Bond film.
What was a Bond film?
Yeah, I know.
If your issue with a Bond film is it's just a Bond film.
These ones, it's darker and grittier. Oh. It'd be darker if he had to get Ryanair flights everywhere. Sight of Bond kneeling beside the check-in desk, stuffing underwear in his pockets.
Judi Dench for the premiere had 007 in diamantes on her neck. And not a lot of people know she had a vajazzle. That's how you could hear her coming. She was sort of crunching down the road.
Well, thanks for putting that image in my head. In this one, he drinks Heineken, not martinis. That's the big sort of fuss has been made about the product placement.
There's one scene, though, where he has to punch a woman and he switches to Stella.
I've never understood product placement for adults. Like, in children's films, I can understand it, because children just go, oh, I want that on a lunchbox. But, like, are they implying that men are going to go to a pub and think, well, I don't usually drink Heineken, but if I have a pint now, everyone will think I'm James Bond.
When he lands on the train there at the end, he's, like, effortlessly cool, whereas you would have been a bit more...
Oh, I would have spun and gone, I'm here!
You would make an amazing Bond.
I would, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I could spin on the train and...
My tip for a film, if you're making a film and you get a theme tune, get someone to sing the theme tune who can pronounce some of the words that are in the theme tune.
What's your issue with the theme tune?
She cannot speak.
Is this Adele? Lovely Adele. I won't have a word said against her.
Adele, or as I'm sure she says it, Adele. The first 3 times I heard it, I thought it was a song about scaffold. Scaffold.
I like the fact that Adele sung the theme tune. I like it. You know, the opening titles of Bond you always see through the barrel of a gun. I now imagine it's a tube of Pringles.
Oh. Poor Adele, if you're watching, put those down.
She's making such an effort to seem really working class, isn't she? Like, oh, I'm, like, really down to earth.
I don't think she's making an effort. I think that comes naturally, but go on.
I want to see her really making it. Like, I want to see her push the pram down the red carpet, like, with a cigarette. Shut up, Sharon, like that. That's what I want to see.
I put forward a Bond theme and they didn't go for it.
Well, that's a shame. What was yours?
Bond on a bike, Bond on a boat. Bond with his hands around a villain's throat. Skyfall, Skyfall. Skyfall, Skyfall. Da 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 da. Hey!
Is that the best dance routine, do you think, Louis?
Well, that's playing the piano.
I quite like that, and I would have put a head roll at the end.
Let's try again.
Bond on a bike, Bond on a bike, Bond on a man, and round it. Wait, then.
Well, so let's have a look and see if Bond is up there. 7% of people don't wear underwear. Sadly, though, it's not the 7% of people you hoped. 1 in 4 British people have never been to Wales or Scotland, and those people are known as employers. And 8% of men want to marry a teacher. I used to go out with a teacher. If I wanted to have sex, she always insisted I put my hand up first. Right, let's get started. Jonathan, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
Probably the most exciting end to a Premier League season ever. It was one of those moments where I just felt sorry for everyone who doesn't like sport, because if you like sport, it was just... I mean, I was in Morrison's car park because I was on tour, so I went and got myself a little packed lunch, and I got in the back and I pushed the seats forward and I put 5 Live on, and I just went batshit. Because I didn't think... I knew I wanted to win, because it's basically twats versus arseholes. And then, after a while of working out whether I preferred twats or arseholes, which, I mean, every man goes through at some point. I assume we all All watched it?
They said it was the most thrilling finale ever. I thought the most thrilling finale ever is when you're trying to jack one out and someone's trying to put the key in the door.
Well, here's how Paul Merson reacted to the goals on Sky Sports.
In the same position against Silva, whips it in. Header! Goal! It's 2-2! And Zeko! And they run back to the halfway line trip. There's got to be 5 minutes of injury time, and it's 2-2! No! You know what's happened! Incredible! Oh my God! You've never seen anything like it! It's gone mad! It's gone mad! Mancini's on the field! Running around! What? They're all touching each other! They got love bites and everything!
It's amazing!
Quality. Soccer Saturday is the best entertainment. There's a guy called Chris Kamara who gets so excited, he starts as an analogy and then he just gets confused. There's a clip of him going, and the lads are fighting like beavers.
We're talking about this game, the Man City game, as being the most... It couldn't possibly be more dramatic. And I was thinking, well, it could be a bit more dramatic if, on the final whistle, once they'd won, a mysterious fog descended on the pitch. And then out of the fog came Mancini, and it turns out he was a pirate ghost. Like that. He was clutching the calcified heart of his virgin bride who was burnt by customs men 300 years ago. And Gary Neville goes, oh, my God, this is unbelievable scenes here. Mancini's a pirate ghost come to wreak revenge.
Did you watch it, Vernon?
I had to watch it because I'm a Bolton Wanderers fan and we were in a relegation scrap with QPR, who Manchester City were playing. Tough, yeah, we got relegated.
You're back where you belong.
Why don't you come to the Reebok one day, Jimmy, me and you?
I should go to the Reebok one day. What to buy trainers?
It's in Bolton. it's a stadium.
There was a man who walked out after 88 minutes and missed the best part of his life ever. And it makes me feel good that I think there might have been points in my life where I've left early and I just didn't find out, like my last girlfriend when she said, I don't think we should see each other anymore. If I'd have stayed, she'd have probably gone, unless we're husband and wife.
Catherine, do you follow...
No, it's boring. I get that you guys love football, and I love you for that. But I would be interested if they announced the players in a way that I could understand. Like, instead of numbers on their backs, they could be like, and now Colleen Rooney's husband, and now Alex Gerrard's husband, and the guy who cheated on Cheryl Cole, followed by that dickhead who's Harvey's father, you know? And then...
What voice are you doing? Is it a haunted house voice? Did you know, for example, 9 out of 10 children visit McDonald's once a month? What's that thing that all the kids get in McDonald's? Oh, yeah, fat. 68% of men start conversations with strangers while queuing for the toilet. I wish people would just mind their P's and queue. And 27% of people keep a weapon by the bed to protect themselves against intruders. I don't have a weapon. Instead, I sleep in stockings and suspenders. Then if I'm burgled, I just throw back the covers and say, what kept you? Right, let's get started. Round is Pick of the Polls. John, Rachel, David, your turn first. What do you like the look of?
Can we go for the pumpkin one?
Pumpkin. OK, well, it's Halloween on Wednesday, so we asked our studio audience, are you looking forward to Halloween, yes or no? What do you think?
Oh, it's a Wednesday this year as well, so you can't even have a party, really.
Why can't you have a party on Wednesday?
You could, but it wouldn't be a very good one.
You ain't never been to one of my Wednesday parties.
Stay in and watch Crime Watch. Ooh, yeah.
I went as Uma Thurman, the Kill Bill outfit one year, but it was just a plastic jumpsuit and it's the hottest thing. It was horrible.
That is the hottest thing I've ever heard. Would you ever dress up?
Yeah.
What's your... Name one of your costumes.
Oh, not for Halloween. Oh. That's my Tuesday parties. I dress up like a chef sometimes when I'm cooking tea. So I've got my old chef's outfits.
John's confusing sitting at home on his own with a dinner, with a party. That's what John thinks a party is. Having some food and a drink.
I'm interested in this when you dress up as a chef. I mean, is that just to cook your tea?
Just dressing up like
What do you
Gina
put on the
D'Acampo.
full? I've got the check pants and the white thing and the apron and a little hat. And sometimes I think, do you know what? I'm going to be in here all day. Just get a bottle of wine out.
All day doing Finder's crispy pancakes? It takes half an hour.
My only fear is dying in the middle of it and getting found. Because obviously that would look ridiculous.
If someone came to the door.
Never happened.
Louis, do you get dressed up on Halloween?
I have.
What was your finest hour?
I think my pussy.
I've got a cat costume because of course you were
I was in Cat, so I have the original magical Mr. Mistopheles, so I slip him on and he's...
You didn't go dressed as a pussy because that's terrifying to you?
I was very surprised by it. It sort of seemed to appear suddenly about 10 years ago, this excitement about Halloween. I grew up, there was no even mention of it. You know,
it was just
basically
regular...
there were satanic rituals that we go to, and
well, satanic rituals and then
animals and the youngest boy child of the village. We wouldn't call it Halloween in those days. They were very much about our Lord Satan and thanking him for a year of evil. But suddenly, thank you, brethren. I'll see you at the next lodge meeting. I'll be wearing the golden hooves.
So how do you deal with trick-or-treaters, then? Do people come to your... Do they not come and knock on the door?
They
and
do
get a
come and knock
cheery,
on the
lovely
door.
face?
Yeah, give them sweets, yeah. Give them sweets. The weird thing is, you have a bowl of sweets and some kids just go... and that's when you have to show them bad, Sean.
I like it now that, because you get cream eggs and then they start calling them scream eggs. That means it's time for Halloween. But there's no other ones you can do. I've written to all the chocolate companies. The only one I've come up with is Boost.
I love it. I can tell you the answer is yes. 63% of our audience are looking forward to Halloween.
We had the National Cake Championships recently, where the whole nation gathered round an oven and waited with bated breath to see who made the best cake.
Well, especially it wasn't even cake. In the end, there was a windmill and a letterbox.
Made of cake.
Ish. Like when I see some cake, I say, oh, I left some cake. But with that one, you wouldn't even have known where to start slicing. So and they put all the hours in and lovely and what have you, but was not for consumption.
Don't take this the wrong way, but are you a bit of a cake fascist?
Well, I like my cake edible and manageable, yes.
That is not a cake! No, I don't watch it because nothing happens. That's the whole point. That's why people like it, because nothing happens. Someone bakes a cake. If I had a choice between watching Bake Off and watching the last hour of a light bulb, I'd choose the light bulb. But you know, when you're just watching a light bulb just flickering before it just goes... Or if I want to entertain myself, I just rub my eyes like that. And then go into a dark room and see all the stars. Oh, this is great. I see stars and everything. So I don't have a problem with it, but I'm not a baker. I did an old lady one.
Bake Off is just about an excuse to eat cake. What is not to get?
Yeah, but
why
that's
wouldn't
the
you
thing.
watch it?
It's only on telly. You can't eat it.
Yeah, because then you make it. You go out, you then make yourself
yeah, but
a
you're
cake.
not. You're watching telly.
I go out, I make the cake. Well, not that cake. I don't make the windmill and whatever.
So, which cakes have you made this year? What did you go with?
This week, for the final, me and my husband made a chocolate banana loaf.
A chocolate banana loaf?
Yeah. It makes you feel better because it's got fruit in, so you think you're being healthy, but really it's just chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake with a banana next to it, is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you drink?
No.
No. That's it. You can only really get excited about cake, I think, if you don't drink.
Maybe they should do drink off. Maybe they should just have people making drinks, that's a lovely gin and tonic. Yeah, lovely. Because you could really play along at home with that.
Yeah. You'd have to keep Mary Berry on. Just faced by the end of it.
She was loving the Baileys.
She likes a drink, I've heard.
And it would also make sense why it always... Mary would like you to, as if she couldn't speak herself. She has got her mother to speak for her, doesn't she? And Mary would like... And she stands right there, so... And she must have told them in the first place what she would like. I mean, that bit of the show makes absolutely no sense.
What bit?
Well,
I don't watch it, so...
Well, essentially what it is essentially reenactment of Victorian London, where there is the paupers in the cellar and the high and mighty, they're being served cake in that instance.
Did you watch Downton Abbey by mistake? John, have you been watching Bake Off?
I just don't get it. I just take it too seriously.
What do you mean take it too seriously? You take cooking very seriously.
I take life seriously. Cake is just cake, though, isn't it? Paul Hollywood talks about it like, oh, that could have done with just 17.4 seconds longer in the oven. You're talking out of your arse, man.
Ramesh, do you watch Bake Off?
I love Bake Off. I think it's the best thing on TV. I absolutely love it. I went on Extra Slice, like the offshoot show. I was a guest on there talking about Bake Off. I made vegan brownies because I am one.
Of course, Henry, you've got Dancing with the Stars in America.
Yes.
Would you ever consider going on?
I enjoy watching it. I will not. I can't do it.
That's a shame. I think because you used to have incredible dance moves back in the day.
I did, and I want to keep them a great memory.
You would never be allowed on the British version because if anyone's ever been out dancing before, they say, oh no, that's unfair, they know what they're doing. So that seems to be the main criticism of most candidates.
There has been a huge controversy this year because there's a lady on the show called Pixie Lott, who's very good, but she's done 8 years dance training at an elite academy, so she was always going to be quite good. She's favourite at the moment. She's 3-1 to win, as is Frankie Bridge, off of the Saturdays.
You know the Saturdays?
I actually met one of the Saturday.
Really?
Which one did you meet?
Beautiful one.
Oh. Well, I know which one it wasn't.
That's,
Henning, do you watch the show?
Not regularly, but I wonder, a lot of them professional dancers, not the ones on the program, but there's loads of them that have gone to the dancing schools or whatever they might be called, and
dancing school, yeah.
Yeah, dancing school, and they've put themselves through everything because of the dancing, and then they see all of a sudden any old Herbert having a go on Strictly Come Dancing. They must be feeling like most stand-ups feel when they turn the telly on and there is Paddy McGuinness.
Rebecca, when are you doing Strictly? Have you done Strictly or are you doing it?
No, never done it. I'll do it if you'll do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to wait till after the career-defining event. I might have to go in the jungle first to win back public support.
Jimmy, you'd be lucky to get on the coach trip.
Do you watch the show?
Yeah, I love Top Gear.
So, well, tell us what happened. So
they went out to Argentina, and the number plate was obviously offensive to the Falklands War, and then protesters started, and they were going to be killed, apparently.
I should say that Clarkson has tweeted this week the number plate was a coincidence. When it was pointed out to us, we changed it.
I mean, he's poor Jeremy Clarkson's had a bloody week of it, to be honest, because he got to the airport and he was on flight 8008 and that spelt boob, and he was very embarrassed about that. And he was in seat number 69, he was like, oh, bloody hell, he didn't actually. And he got to his hotel room and he was in room number I hate Argies, and he didn't know anything about that either. He's just so unlucky, that man.
Then the car was obviously left in Argentina, and they found another licence plate in the boot of the car, which was this.
I reckon what happened is that they were driving down the street, a load of Argentinians were chasing them with rocks and stuff, trying to kill them or whatever, and then a BBC producer came out and said, look, we're sorry, we didn't realise the number plates were that offensive, and they just went, what number plates? We're just trying to kill the prick. No, I just think it's the BBC's attempt to get him slaughtered. I reckon next they'll send him to Syria with a number plate that says 1S are gay laws.
When you Google Jeremy Clarkson, it genuinely says, people also searched for Jeremy Kyle and Piers Morgan. I think that says everything you need to know about him.
No, but I think the thing about him is you have to say, you have to admire how good he is at his job. Because he can say virtually anything and they can't sack him. That's how good he is.
Well, can I ask a question? How are the ratings?
Amazing.
Really?
I think it's the #1 show in the world.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So he's going to say whatever he wants.
He could have a on Mary Berry's cake tin. And they go, oh, sorry, I didn't realise. I thought it was I didn't realise, sorry. Oh, God, what am I like? You'd think that one thing I think about Clarkson, he's got two big loves in his life, fags and petrol. If only we could find a way.
Sean, Alex, Russell, what have the nation been talking about this week?
It's got to be Giggsy.
Giggsy?
He's been a bit of a naughty boy, hasn't he?
Yeah. Tell me, a bit of a naughty boy, I think it's probably an understatement.
Yeah. What is interesting about the footballers, though, is they seem to pick up all their women via mobile phones. They either, like, send pictures or texts. They say, do you want to go out and have sex? And they go, yeah, all right, and that's it. There's no... What did they do? How did footballers get off with women before mobile phones?
Pigeon.
Yeah.
Pigeon. Imagine that.
Just drew a picture of their cock on a bank statement. Here's my bank statement, and that's what it looks like. I can't draw, so I got Rio to do it.
I just thought of something.
It's quite normal.
Is it Lego? First, there's that Imogen business. And incidentally, she came to my New Year's Eve party. And
Imogen came to your New Year's Eve party?
She did.
Well, but now she's famous, so things are going to change.
She's done
She's now in a different league.
You know, you have to sign all these NDAs and these, what's the thing they're going
Non-disclosure agreements?
Yeah, everyone had to sign these.
To come to your party?
Correct, yes.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
Yeah. Seriously, that wasn't my suggestion.
Because the
somebody else's
I remember... Do you remember that girl, I forget her name, that you were dating?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember the only reason you're famous, that girl?
Nice to me.
I will be nice.
Okay.
Jesus. I should have booked security.
I might be tired.
I know, all right. Don't cry, Alex. Jesus.
The other ladies, is it alleged? Are we allowed to talk about the other?
Oh, we are allowed to talk the other lady.
Sister-in-law. I mean...
Oh, my good. Brothers. What's that all about?
No. It's when a woman has two babies and they're both boys.
So not only has Ryan Giggs been in someone who's been in Big Brother, but his brother has also been in someone his Big Brother has been in.
Well, in our house, it's Mr. Jangles, which is one of the characters I play.
Who is Mr. Jangles, Sean?
Mr. Jangles comes up the stairs! You better be in bed! Before Mr. Jangles gets up there!
That's everybody's scared, Sean. That's just like it. I'm getting a bit panicky. I'm afraid that's the end of the show because we have to go to bed now.
I find it really funny when kids are scared of stuff, because my girls, I've got two daughters, and they're not scared of anything, but I've got a niece, and she's scared of everything. I took her to Cadbury World recently, and, like, they've got these big, like, cocoa beans walking around, so, like, dressed up cocoa beans, and the whole time she was like, I'm not surprised. Laughing. I was like laughing at her.
You were laughing at your niece. She was terrified on a day out.
I liked your face to me. Do the face again of her being terrified.
Oh, she
was she in a Michael Jackson Thriller video? It's quite an extreme, terrified.
No, but that's how
Can we have it one more time? Could you do Mr. Bojangles, or whatever it was called, and then I would have terrified? It'd be great. A little playlet.
Mr. Bojangles!
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut, a show all about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 1.5 million Britons would like to be buried with their mobile phone? And if you answer it when you're sitting behind me in the cinema, you will be. 1 in 20 people have held a party for their cat's birthday. Even the cat's thinking, this is a bit tragic. And 22% of nightclub hookups are one-night stands. Yeah, who would have thought the guy you tugged off in a toilet cubicle 2 minutes after meeting him in Hollywood's nightclub Romford wouldn't turn out to be the love of your life? But if you are watching, Darren, call me. OK, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things still to get. What do you think?
People are scared of going to the dentist, aren't they? I know you're not, but some people are.
I was wondering about your teeth. Do you have are these for best, those teeth? Do you have a set for just wearing at home?
Yeah, these are for special, these are for best.
There's your best teeth.
Do you know, I'm upset, Mr. Carr, because Cheryl Cole was voted best smile in this country. And I feel like you deserved that.
I don't know if she's got the best smile. I think Ryland has got the best smile. Yeah, take a look at Ryland.
Is that real?
Yeah, Armitage Shanks did his. That's incredible. That's...
Is that genuine? His teeth?
Those are his teeth, yeah. OK, so, Catherine, you recently tweeted that you were quoted £6,000 to straighten your teeth. Let's have a look at the tweet. I can't see what they would have done. They're fine.
Well, if I had £6,000, I'd sort out my willy finger syndrome, because...
Oh, yeah, you have got a touch of the willy fingers there, haven't you?
Each one of my fingers looks like a small penis.
Well, that's small.
I had to get a brace the year before last I got punched in the face in a Chinese takeaway. Yeah. There was a drunk man in, and he was being racist to the man behind the counter, and so that does not happen when the D-man's around.
Sure, the enforcer.
I told him to shut up, and so he swung, but he was so drunk, he went that way and fell over that way, and so I stepped back, and then he went that way, and he fell that way, and, like, this could have gone on for hours. But the man behind the counter, the victim, just looked up, had missed what had gone on before, and just saw 2 pricks fighting, and he jumped over the counter and punched me in the face. It knocked that tooth back 1/4 inch.
That's a good dental story, but not the best dental story. This is the best dental story. Last year, a dentist in Poland was treating her ex-boyfriend for toothache after he dumped her. She knocked him unconscious, knocked him out with the drugs, and then she removed all 32 of his teeth.
Whoa.
I imagine he said... Tinchy, are you scared of the dentist?
No, I'm not. That's one thing I'm not scared of.
Yay! We found it! OK, let's see if going to the dentist is in our top 3. Yes, going to the dentist. When I was a kid, I was scared of the dentist. He was a paedophile. Pick of the polls. John, Rachel, Tim, what do you want to answer a question on?
Can we have the lady with the knife and fork? She looks angry about what's about to happen, and I want to find out why.
OK, all right. Well, your related question, OK? Worst thing on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
If they're a fussy eater, you can just eat their food. Done. I'm happy.
So that would be a good thing for you, a positive
That'd be
thing.
fine, as long as they actually go to the restaurant to start with, because I did go out with someone that would only eat, like, yellow stuff. When I was young, he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips,
So you go out to a restaurant and you go, do you have anything yellow?
You go to a custard house. One of London's very fine custard houses.
How many dates did you have with this guy?
I went out with him for 3 years.
John, are you a fussy eater?
No, I'm fairly easygoing. It's the drinking that concerns me. They have to drink. Especially on a date where it's awkward anyway. You don't want someone who's going to remember it.
Non-drinkers are difficult. I respect their decision to not drink, but it makes life very, very hard. It's like having a different religion. It's fine, they can crack on with it, but I don't want to be with them, so...
I find a heavy drinker on a date very much a positive. If they're hammered, you know...
It's different for the man
It's a
or the
clincher.
woman.
Yeah.
The men might try and push drinks on the women, but if the woman can't really do anything with the drunk man.
Yes, you can.
I went on a stag do once to Edinburgh, right? The stag was a very, very dear friend of mine. And this is a prime example of alcohol makes you go over the line, right? We're watching the FA Cup final between Liverpool and Arsenal. Half-time, we're all sat around having a couple of pints. My mate turns around and says, it's boring this, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Give me 5 minutes. And he went upstairs and he came down in his dressing gown with a can of deodorant. And he just got on the microphone, you know, like they do in a local pub. He went, ladies and gentlemen, the human fireball! And he sprayed himself in deodorant and lit it. And then he got the belt from the robe. The human fireball would like to introduce to you the helicopter. So he got the belt from his dressing gown, wrapped it around his penis, and then pulled it really fast, and his willy went...
I thought we agreed we were never going to talk about this after.
What alcohol does, it brings out the competition element of the male. So what happened next was that another friend said, well, watch this. Everyone give me your coppers. So everyone coppered up. You know, like, you won't know about that because you're posh. So everyone put, like, the pennies in and the 2p's. He put 83 pence in pennies down his foreskin. Yeah. And then he started coughing and they all individually dropped out. Now, that's a party trick.
How did he find out he could do that?
Because he was drunk, Jimmy!
Sure it wasn't Darren Brown, stag do.
OK, all right, so what's worse on a date, a fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
We're going to go fussy eater.
Booze.
Someone who will only eat booze.
What are you going for?
We're going for someone who drinks too much.
OK. Sean, what are you going to go for?
Probably heavy drinking is worse.
I can tell you, you are right. Yes. Yes. 63% of people said someone who drinks too much is worse than a fussy eater. I think a fussy eater is worse. If she won't put that in her mouth, she's not going to like what I've got planned for dessert. Oh, this tasted coppers.
Who's you going to ask first? And you ask John. Phew.
It's not Sean and the twins.
We don't look like twins. We look like finalists in a What's Mika going to look like in 20 years?
What have people been talking about over the last week? What do you think, Natalie?
The guy who did the nearly marathon full skydive thing.
The guy who did the nearly marathon thing,
it was 24 miles,
thing.
wasn't it?
Well, it was,
so it's
yeah,
nearly a marathon, isn't it?
It was 23 miles up, though. That's not... I mean, traditionally how a marathon is run.
I know, but it's the same, near the mileage.
Like that. You just dropped me from 26 miles. I reckon I'll break the world record as well. Yeah, like that. Suck on that, Paula Radcliffe. I don't mean that. When I first see it, it's... Because there's so much cockney on that side. Do you know what I nearly said then? When I seen he done it. And that's because
When I seen he done it.
When I seen he done a thing out of the scar, I was like, f***ing hell. When I
saw he done it.
When I saw what he done fell out of the sky and ting. Because initially, when you watch it, it's amazing. Once you the footage of it, I thought, that's amazing. And then I thought, actually, you just ruined Alton Towers for yourself there, haven't you? All he's done for the rest of his life now. Do you go on Nemesis? No. Fell out of the sky, you.
When he fell out, I was really disappointed when he said, I'm coming home, or whatever it was. He said that I thought all Austrians spoke like Arnie. He's the only Austrian I've ever heard before. I was like, I'm coming home. Get ready, everybody, here I come!
Let's have a look at Felix in action.
What I don't understand is, why has he got handles on that thing? He's going to fall off it anyway. Why has he got, like, safety rope? Oh, careful, he's going to fall off. And to be honest, I wasn't impressed with the whole feat in any way. It's just falling. Any idiot can fall. I can fall any time you want. And he's got a special suit. If I had a special suit, I'd fall over pretty much all day long. I don't see what the impressive thing is.
Well, the impressive thing is he didn't die.
You know that suit was $200,000. You could try and get hold of the receipt for your next tax return.
I'd have to wear it on the show. Hold, plenty more of that coming up. Beforehand on the news, they were saying if the suit fails, his blood is going to boil and his eyes will pop out of his head. And you're going, wow, this is going to be awesome. It was fine.
Well, if you paid that much for a suit and it didn't work, my blood would boil as well. I was hoping that they've got the calculations wrong, and then when he let go, they got the gravity calculation where he'd gone up and stuck to the moon.
You should have had a better suit on as well. It should have had, like, big flares and go faster stripes on it. It should have had just written on the back, F*** off.
Or a trampoline at the bottom. You could just bounce.
A trampoline, he could have broken the record twice if he'd had a trampoline.
Or when he jumps out of that thing, there's somebody in there and they push an anvil out after him. It's a race to the ground.
Should we have a look and see whether he's up there? Felix Baumgartner, the skydiver. John, have you ever been in love?
The first two people I fell in love with...
Two?
Hedge your bets. Different occasions, both ended with their partners telling me to stop phoning their home. The first one was a clown, who I fell in love with when I was about 8. He opened a shopping centre near me, and I was transfixed. This guy could joggle, he could do magic, he had poems.
How old was the clown and how old were you?
Clown must have been in his late 20s, early 30s. I'm maybe 9 or 10. I asked for a picture. He's given me his card. It's only got his phone number on it. He obviously wants me to call. I left a few messages. Then one day when I phoned up, his wife picked up, that bitch.
This sounds like an implausible story that the clown told the police. Like, no, he was calling me.
I like the idea of you phoning out and going, what are you wearing? I got the big shoes on.
It wasn't a sexual thing, it was just the love between a child and a clown.
Okay, when did you first fall in love with a woman?
In Torquay, on holiday. Took her to see Men in Black. Rained on the way out, give my coat, did the whole thing. Little pity kiss at the end of the week, which I'll be honest, I may have misread. Started phoning. She's not picking up the phone either, little minx. So what I did, bought one of those school exercise books, and across every line of every page, I wrote I love and then her name. If I made a mistake, tore the page out, and then posted it to her.
Not creepy, glad that's not creepy.
Symbol of commitment and grammatical accuracy.
Well, let's have a look and see whether first love is one of the most important moments in life. Most men say that when they fall in love, they can't tell if it's the real thing. I can. I have a special little indicator that sticks up. OK, Johnstein, what's the other most important moment in life?
People do babies, don't they?
You made it sound like litter.
I think the only reason I want to have kids is so I can look at other people's without being accused of being a paedophile. Like when you walk past a... I don't mean in that word.
No, dig yourself out of this. I'd love to see this. He's got a shovel. He's on your marks, John, and dig your way out of that one.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground.
Sure. He's going deeper before he even starts the dig.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground and you just want to be able to watch the abandon of children. It's like watching nature. It's like when you watch the leaves change in autumn. Sometimes you want to watch a kid on a swing and think, oh, I used to be on swings before I had jobs and before people judged me and before I wasn't allowed to be in a park. And then before you know it, you've been there half an hour and someone says, oh, which one's yours? You go, I'll go then, fine, I'm not... It's a nice... And sometimes a baby will look
what
at
you should say is, I haven't chosen yet.
Sometimes they look at you, though. Sometimes you're on a train... and look at you! You're the weirdo, yeah? You're the weirdos for making it weird, weirdos. sometimes you're on a train and a baby looks at you and smiles, just in a way a baby would, and yet you want, as a woman, if you look over and pull a face, you go, oh, it's the maternal instinct kicking in. She's just communicating with the baby. If I look over and go, can someone get Captain Weirdo off the train, please?
It sort of depends on whether or not you've got your cock in your hand.
Dr. Christian, is there anything that we can do to get John chemically castrated? You haven't got kids?
Absolutely no desire to have children whatsoever. Yeah, you can't. They just linger too long, and you can't have a life.
They do linger, don't they?
Yeah.
They go on living is another way to say.
They go on.
They linger. I mean, if they lasted 5 years, it'd be perfect, but no.
I never wanted kids, really. I just wanted one of those big American fridges. You know, the really big ones.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be ridiculous. I get one of those. It's just me and my partner there, and like a lasagna and a lemon rolling around in it. I thought I'd better have some kids, fill it out with yoghurt.
Well, I didn't think that I was very maternal until I had my baby.
Isn't that a bit late, though?
Yeah.
Really, that's kind of fine, isn't
it? But then it was fine. No, honestly, you know...
Yeah, but what if it wasn't? You can't put it back in, can you? You can't, can you? No, you can't.
But see, if you do have every drug under the sun, don't... If somebody comes at you
Not
with
whilst
heroin,
you're pregnant, I should confirm.
No, but in labour, have everything. You know these folks that lie on beanbags and they have candles? No. No. You want to be numb, as God intended. You want to be numb from the waist down, knowing nothing about it until they give you a beautiful baby.
That's conception or birth?
Well... honestly, don't have everything. Have everything.
I've never heard anything more Scottish than that. Take all the drugs that you can. Seriously, all of them. Get all of them. It's brilliant. It's like you only had the baby for the high.
No, but it is really, honestly, I recommend it.
It's expensive, though.
No, it's on your NHS.
Well, they've worked out.
No, it doesn't cost you anything. It's on the National Health Service.
No, he's saying having children,
no, I mean
not...
raising children.
Not the drugs. I know a guy that can get it for a favour.
I never really forget, like, the day I passed my driving test, probably the most significant. Because then you can go anywhere, can't you? Get the motor running. I mean, it won't surprise anyone to learn that I received a minor on my driving test for excessive caution. That's right, ladies. It really annoyed me. You know you're a fanny when on your driving test the instructor's saying, so when I tap the dashboard, I want you to slow down, but for the rest of the time, can you friggin' strap on a pair and just put your foot down?
I think it's a big time for, you know, teenagers passing their test. I just think it's a very strange thing that we pick that time in life to give kids the opportunity to drive. You know, it's the most sort of hormonally volatile you can be. So are you emotionally insecure and randomly aggressive? Here, have a machine that can kill yourself and others. You know, like
when can you apply for your provisional licence?
I do drive a car, mate. I drive a Polo 1.2. It's blue.
And you've got a rhyme
take
as well.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
I drive a Ford Fiesta. It's Spanish for party.
I feel completely left out.
Do you drive?
I've never passed my driving test. I took it once and failed it so appallingly badly, I said I'm never, ever going to drive again, and I haven't.
I respect you for that. I think if you fail your test 3 times, you should be banned for at least 10 years. People think they have a right to drive, and they're like, well, I'll get there in the end. Well, you're clearly shit at this. You have to be told to stop now. Like, I failed 6 times, but then I passed on the 7th. Well, you're probably still shit.
Do you drive, Sarah?
Yeah, I passed second time. Apparently all the safest drivers are those who passed the second time. But I drove into oncoming traffic in my first one. But I didn't on the second one. But they don't teach you everything that you really need to learn to drive in the lessons. They don't teach you, like, how to balance all your snacks on the passenger seat.
Open the crisps when you're at the services, because it's difficult to open them when you're driving along.
Yeah, but I can't open a bottle between my thighs.
She can.
Really impressive if it's one of those gross bottles. Save my house here for that.
Sean's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Is It Strictly Come Dancing is back on our screens. and lighting up Saturday night. A whole nation of people.
I like Strictly, it's fine, but can we just get Brucey off it now before something horrendous happens? It's not getting any better, is it? I don't want to see him go in the middle of a live show.
He's 54, though.
Exactly. Let's put him in a home somewhere. He's going to do the Children in Need special, that's fine. He'll come back for that. And now we finally know why Pudsey wears an eye patch, so he can't see half of what goes on at the BBC.
Strictly, isn't it just for, like, old people to remember what they did on a Saturday night? Like, oh, we used to go dancing, isn't it? Like, when I'm old, it'd be Strictly come fighting outside the kebab shop.
I did do 1 hour with a Strictly Come Dancing ex-pro before our wedding.
Did you? What, you thought I'd treat myself before I met this
No,
comedian?
my husband made me. It wasn't anything to do with
Oh,
me.
to learn to dance, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. David, do you watch Strictly Come Dancing?
I am just missing the part of the brain that cares.
Let's have a look and see if Strictly's up there. Yeah, Strictly Come Dancing is heating up. Lisa Riley blew everyone away last week. Well, she shouldn't have had that 3-bean casserole for lunch. John, David, Rachel, what else have the nation been talking about over the last week?
We're getting a new labelling system for food. It's basically saying, oh, poor people are stupid. They go into a supermarket and they pick up Haribo Tang Fastics and they think it's fruit. The reason they call it a traffic light system is because it's the same as traffic lights on the roads. If it's amber or red, you just do it faster and hope no one sees you.
It's confusing because the traffic light thing for me, I only think of them as, like, you know, the traffic light parties where green means you're up for it. And I accidentally fucked a chicken wrap.
I'm not familiar with the traffic light party. And what happens?
You wear a green shirt if you're up for it, amber if you're not sure, and red if you're definitely out.
I've always been an amber gambler.
Nice. So do you watch the calories? Do you watch what you eat? As a dancer?
No, I just exercise, so I don't get fat. But the thing is now when people go shopping, innit, you're going to be looking in their basket. You know, if they're sort of going in between, they've got a bit of amber and a bit of green, you're like, well, give them a go. Do you know what I mean? If they're all green, then you know they're gay or in PR.
You cannot imply that only gay people eat vegetables.
No, but we'd have a lot of green.
Did you know, for example, 25% of couples say they experiment in the bedroom? We do. Last week, we put the chest of drawers next to the window and the cupboard over by the shoe rack. I like to keep it fresh. 35% of single women worry they've missed the boat by holding out for Mr. Perfect. Don't worry, ladies, you can have Mr. Perfect if that's what you call one of your many cats. And 1 in 10 people would rather meet a date online first. If you think chatting online lets you get to know the real person before a date, you've clearly never turned up at an amusement arcade clutching a bunch of balloons, only to discover you've been chatting to an undercover child protection officer, who fortunately was a big fan of the show, so it all turned out OK. Right, let's get started. Sean's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet. Because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's having... It's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that, and you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon bursting?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big, and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love it.
David...
That dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only
You're thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs, that's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Or is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, it goes, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
A new player that I didn't know, the 18-year-old from, is it Arsenal? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He can actually form sentences and everything. I watched an interview with him and it was like, this is an England footballer. He's really articulate and he can speak. It's amazing.
Someone's got to cry.
He's got a great name, Oxlade-Chamberlain. It sounds like a fold-away bicycle, doesn't it? I commute with my Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ready to ride.
I think he's 18. He must be gutted.
He's 22, isn't he?
No, he's 18.
He's the youngest player apart from Rooney to play in the Euros. Is he? I think.
This guy's doing the stickers, Sean. I wouldn't question him on Euros.
Right. Has anyone got their swaps?
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and one girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed because we go with Merlin. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool.
Weirdo alert! Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that...
Oh, I need that. Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said, are you doing the stickers? And he just looked at both of us and went, no.